Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. Happy Wednesday. I hope you've all been having a really wonderful week so far. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy today. I am going to be starting off this collective reading by pulling a few energy oracle cards. But first, if you do want to contribute your energy in a stronger way to the reading, I do recommend liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Liking and subscribing are forms of energetic transference that do allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so right away I'm getting indecision. This is the first card to come out here, but also anxiety. So both of these cards are sitting on the throat chakra. And this tells me that there's something going on here with communication. But I'm also seeing the heart chakra energy connecting with this as well. So what I'm getting is almost the energy of someone deciding whether or not they're going to communicate what's really on their heart here. And the hidden truth about what they're feeling regarding this is there's a lot of anxiety coming up for them with that anxiety card, because this came from the bottom of the deck, telling me that this could be something somewhat hidden from the conscious mind here. So this feels like possibly a very specific group in our collective. This may not resonate for everyone here listening. This just feels like the energy of a particular person that may be connected to a group of our collective here. I do feel as well that throughout this reading, we will be channeling into many different dynamics and situations. So, of course, at the end of the day, your intuition is the perfect guide of your soul. And I always recommend using that intuitive voice above all else here. So with the root chakra reversed, someone is feeling very unsettled here as well. I'm hearing that they're feeling ungrounded or unsettled without you. I'm hearing the silence is so loud to this person. So if there is a silence or a lack of communication between you, it's hitting this person really hard. It's interesting as well because on the indecision card and the anxiety card, both of these cards depict storms or very dark scenes. So I'm seeing almost metaphorically these dark clouds around this particular person's mind at this time. They are definitely feeling in a very low mood, especially as they are contemplating whatever has happened between the two of you. Now, with the thinking woman reversed and angel of love reversed, with the thinking woman reversed, I feel as though I'm hearing that they couldn't trigger you. This could be a platonic or romantic situation, but it's really standing out to this person how throughout whatever happened between the two of you, you never really truly got triggered. I feel like you've evolved to the point where you are no longer as triggered by people and situations that try to trigger you or try to trigger one of your wounds. You simply withdraw your energy, you withdraw your focus. And this powerful shift that's taken place within you has happened because you have become so much more deeply and so much more consciously aware of the power of your energy. So you know that when you withdraw your presence, your energy, your communication, others are going to feel that in a really strong way. And that's exactly what this person is contemplating. They are shocked by the way you never really got triggered by them or by the situation. You simply just withdrew yourself. You withdrew your focus, your energy, your communication, whatever it was. Now, I do feel on your end, depending on the person or circumstances here, this may not have been easy for you. It may have been difficult to withdraw from this person or to set boundaries here. But regardless, your level of self-love has risen to the point where you are not willing to sacrifice your peace, your stability, your unconditional love for yourself, for anyone or anything. And I almost feel this was someone who tried to get you to betray yourself in some way or sacrifice some part of yourself, your true self, in order to connect with them. And again, you weren't willing to do that. You are really standing in this energy of truth here. You're very clear on what your intuition is telling you to do in this situation, which I do feel for many of you involves withdrawing your energy, focusing on yourself, setting those strong boundaries, because you felt the heaviness around them. You've sensed that possibly, again, this person was trying to get you to sacrifice for them or to reach outside of yourself to connect with them. And I'm hearing that you care deeply about this person, but that you've learned to love yourself more. And again, that's such a beautiful and profound shift that's taken place recently. And situations like this, where you are really choosing yourself, your own self-love, your own stability over pleasing others, is deeply healing for you at a soul level. For some of you, this person or situation may have been presented in your life simply to allow that healing to take place within you, to show you how far you've come, to show you that you are no longer willing to sacrifice or betray yourself in order to please someone else. This is such a milestone, a marker for your growth, so to speak. I'm also just generally getting the message that some people from your past might re-enter your life simply to show you how far you've come or how much you've grown. So, of course, especially if you are resonating here as the divine feminine, which is the case for most of our collective here, which is why I tend to address the divine feminine so frequently, then you especially are in this very magnetic state because you have raised your vibration through unconditional self-love to the point where you are emanating this really magnetic heart chakra energy. That unconditional self-love really breaks down walls around the heart chakra, because unconditional love that we show towards ourselves is identical to the frequency of love exuded outward, or in what we think of as outward. And so you've been really dissolving those heart chakra walls and blockages around unconditional love frequency. And heart chakra energy is the most magnetic energy of any of the chakra centers. That is why I am saying that you have become so magnetized. And that magnetism does attract a lot into your life. If you aren't seeing this yet, then you will see this shifting into the future. That when you are highly magnetic, you are attracting all kinds of people, opportunities, situations, offers, etc. into your life. And of course, there is the requirement of discernment on your end to really distinguish which of those offers, people, connections, opportunities, etc. are good for you, good for your growth, really aligned with you on a deeper core level, and which are detrimental to you or draining to you. Now, I am getting that sometimes over the course of connecting with someone, something, an offer, you begin to realize that it is detrimental to your growth, that it is something you are subconsciously lowering your vibration or diluting your energy in order to connect with. And in those cases, you've had to have the courage to say no, to potentially set boundaries or cut off certain people and things from your life. And I do feel that may have been the case with this specific person coming up here as well. Now, whoever I'm speaking about here does seem to be dealing with a lot of limitation, lack, restriction, or fear, specifically around their work or finances. This also could be something just related to their career generally. This does seem to be having a lot of their focus and attention at this time. This also could be a major reason that they are holding themselves back from coming forward with whatever that heart-based communication towards you would be, because they may simply feel as though they are not ready or are not stabilized enough in the material physical world to communicate this to you. With the thinking woman reversed, this is interesting. I'm hearing they're feeling a pull to you that goes far beyond the mind, far beyond the logical or intellectual. This may be someone who thought that the two of you communicated really well or had a really strong intellectual bond. I'm hearing that they found you extremely easy to talk to, but they may have believed that most of your connection was very surface level, not realizing that there's actually been something deeper going on here between the two of you than they may have realized or been willing to admit. Now, that deeper bond between you is what this person is feeling now that there's been some kind of separation or withdrawal of energy that's taken place here. I do see a door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse position, that this person may have tried to engage you in a codependent manner. So they may be either avoidant or anxious in their attachment style. And because of this, they may have, rather than facing those internal attachment issues, tried to project out onto you. And I'm hearing for a time, this person really may have seemed to idealize you, but really it's like they were projecting onto you the healing that they weren't doing within themselves. And when that all came crashing down, it seems like your intuition may have led you to withdraw from this person or situation and to leave them to their own healing, which they're going to have to do on their own. So what is it that this person wants to communicate from their heart, but that they've been holding back here? Okay, we have a woman holding a coin upright. There is some kind of karmic issue involved here. We also have woman holding a heart in the reverse position. So it may be that part of why your intuition, divine feminine, guided you to set boundaries with this person or to withdraw from them, maybe because behind the scenes, they were still dealing with something highly karmic in nature that they may have not necessarily been out in the open about. So when I speak to karmic situations, this of course doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. This could be a friendship, a family member. This could be lower vibrational people in their life, environments, behavior patterns. This even could be a job that really isn't in alignment with them at a deeper level. But regardless, I see that this is something that this person is still healing from. They may have tried to make it seem as though they were completely clear and free of this situation, that they had no healing left to do, but it's really being put in their face by their own guides and by the divine here, that there is still some deeper healing that needs to take place. I feel that the parts of this karmic situation they hadn't yet healed may have showed up between the two of you as triggers. So this person may have been easily triggered or easily upset over certain things or would pull away really suddenly. And that may have been related to what they were not healing about this karmic situation. It's almost like they wanted to bypass spiritually the deeper healing process that had to take place here. It feels like this could have been a situation they even told you about or talked with you about early on and were very open about. But what they weren't open about, and what they may not have even known themselves, is that this wasn't something they had fully healed yet. This was something they were still in the process of healing from. The card Hidden Path says detour, slow down, explore, go in a new direction. Yeah, I almost feel as though this person was trying to rush ahead this connection. Again, they may have idealized you, but something about it felt a bit off to you. But regardless, the circumstances or the guides surrounding this situation have forcibly slowed things down, because this person may have thought they were ready, but there was still this deeper karmic healing that they hadn't dealt with yet. And I see that while they are taking that hidden path, meaning that path towards their own growth and healing that is necessary for them to do on their own, you, Divine Feminine, are really being guided into this place of deep surrender. We have the surrender card here that says detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well. So at times, from a place of ego or hurt, you might be triggered to want to force or push a connection with this person in the physical because of how things may have gone or seemingly ended with them. You may feel as though you want to reach out and say or do something, start up a conversation, try to discuss what happened here. But I'm feeling your guides say that there's no point dissecting it with this person, because again, they are being pushed on a path of their own healing, whereas you are being guided to really detach as best as you can and simply trust that everything is working for your highest good here. Once again, I'm getting that affirmation. I am aligning with my highest vibrational timeline. I've shared this before, but this is a really powerful affirmation for assisting you in manifesting from a 5D perspective. Manifesting in the fifth dimension is very different than manifesting from the third dimension, because when you're manifesting from 5D, very often you may not know the intricate details of exactly what you want to attract, manifest, or create in your life. You may, for example, know generally that you want to experience certain themes in your life: peace, abundance, happiness, freedom, health, etc. But you may not be able to any longer define the exact specifics of what you want that to look like. Now, of course, this will not necessarily be the case for everyone, but if you found through this ascension process from 3D to 5D, that you are much less interested in those hyper-specific, quote-unquote, goals, dreams, desires, and you more so have themes that you want to experience in a general sense, then this affirmation could be really powerful for you, because essentially, when you say, I am allowing blank to align to its ideal version, or I am allowing this to align with my highest vibrational timeline, you are telling the universe, be the manager and delegate all the details, harmonize and coordinate all the details of my life in perfect harmony with these highest ideals and themes that I've defined for myself. And again, this can be a fast track to manifesting, especially when we are doing so more so from this fifth dimensional perspective, because we are really allowing ourselves to free flow with the universe. We are allowing the correct people, circumstances, situations, etc. to align in front of us in perfect timing, balance, and harmony in a way that facilitates the embodiment of these greater themes that we desire to experience, whether that is, again, health, happiness, beauty, confidence, success, however you want to define those themes of your life. So here we have the card, big goals, career, business, success, claim your place in the world. So I feel that something about this person or situation here that was coming up at the beginning of the reading was actually contradictory in a sense from an energy perspective to these larger scale goals, dreams, visions you hold for yourself and your life. And at this point, your spirit guides are keeping you on a very strict timeline trajectory of continuing to share your voice, to share your energy, however you choose to infuse that energy into the world, into your physical work, your physical passions, creations, whatever this looks like for you. I'm hearing that your spirit guides really aren't allowing you to stray from that. They are keeping you on a very firm track in alignment with your highest goals and dreams. And as a result of this, anyone who would inhibit you from remaining on that track is naturally going to be extracted or removed from your life. They're going to find themselves unable to connect with you consistently in the physical, and they may even blame you for that from their state of unconsciousness. They may feel as though you aren't communicating with them or you are disconnecting from them, when in reality, you are simply remaining focused on this timeline trajectory that your guides have you on, and they are not aligning in harmony with that trajectory, therefore being naturally and automatically a bit disconnected from your life. So very often people will project onto you, and I'm not just talking romantically. This happens very often with friends, with family members. They may say, you never call or text me anymore. We never see each other. We need to hang out more. We need to talk more. And at times they might blame you for disconnecting from them. But the truth is, you are simply remaining firmly on this high vibrational timeline, and they are being given the choice whether they are going to harmonize with you on that higher timeline or be a disruption slash potential distraction from that timeline. And in that case, again, they will simply find it difficult or even impossible to connect with you. I'm getting this somewhat funny imagery that the universe at this point in your soul's growth is almost acting as your secretary. It's like you have to go through the universe before they are able to connect with you. And so the universe keeps your schedule, they or it, he, she, however you want to envision this divine cosmic force, is essentially keeping tabs on everyone and everything in your life and deciding who can connect with you and when and in what way. Now, of course, you will not realize that this is happening consciously, but you'll notice it when you're in that state of surrender and you're really allowing yourself to remain in flow and to remain focused on yourself and your path. You will notice that people will spontaneously reconnect with you from your past or even from your present that you just haven't spoken to in a while. And there will be these really meaningful, beautiful connection points, but then they might just fall out of your life again. That is this universal secretary, so to speak, keeping your schedule in perfect alignment with your own highest ideals. And I'm hearing, don't worry, the universe is handling it. That is why it is so safe to be in that state of surrender, because you are detaching from expectations, from outcomes, from rigid timelines, rigid specific ideas of exactly how things have to look or how they have to come to you. And you are simply defining those themes of what you want to experience in your life and allowing the universe to bring you the people, the opportunities, the synchronicity, the connection points, the offers that are really in alignment with that. This is 5D manifestation at its finest. And again, there's not a lot of material out there that is discussing this as of yet, because you are really on the leading edge of all of this. I don't know why, but I'm also hearing a message that for someone specific, you may be starting your own platform online. You might be sharing your own voice in some way. And I feel really strongly guided for that specific person to say, keep doing that, because no one or very few people are sharing the kind of frequency that you are sharing from this 5D higher perspective, and the energy you're infusing into whatever you are doing, saying, writing, or creating is so incredibly powerful, transformative, and important at this point in the collective ascension process. So I feel that was a super specific message for someone. I really hope that came through for you. We also have the World card in the reverse position. I'm hearing not everyone is choosing to expand at this time, because expansion can feel unsettling. In order to be on this path of continuous expansion, you have to make the commitment to that expansion above all else, meaning you have to allow yourself to be in this constant state of flux, of shedding your skins. As Rumi says in one of the oracle messages, shedding your skins, your layers, and your certainties. And I love that line because that so eloquently sums up so much of this release that is continuously happening for those of us who are on the path of that collective expansion. Now, here we have cornucopia reverse. So what this tells me is those who are resisting their own expansion because it feels unsettling or ungrounding to them are going to find themselves increasingly frustrated on what they feel isn't manifesting or showing up in their life. It's like people have to make a choice between certainty and stability and the familiar. The choice must be made between that, which really represents what we're shifting out of in 3D, to 5D, which is yes, unknowns, yes, uncertainty, but surrender, free-flowing detachment, unconditional love, unlimited possibility, limitless abundance, intense conscious manifestation power. That is what is available to us when we choose to shift into not knowing, when we choose to allow ourselves not to know and to follow that in the moment guidance and inspiration without knowing exactly how it's going to look every step of the way. So I'm hearing that as those who are resisting their own expansion out of fear are feeling increasingly frustrated with themselves and their lives, they may at times project this frustration onto you. And again, this could be what is happening with this specific person that was coming up in this reading. For some of you, I'm noticing some similarities between the thread of energy in this reading and what we channeled into in Monday's collective reading. So that energy seems to be coming through so strongly in recent readings. This person must be sending you a lot of heavy thought and feeling energy at this time. And because of that, in the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling more into what those innermost thoughts and feelings are for this particular person, and any messages they might have for you, as well as how this situation could potentially be moving forward into the future. So all of those additional messages will be in our Patreon extended reading, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. But for now, I did pull the yin yang card, the appreciation card, and the caring connections card. I really see this being the energy that you are shifting into and aligning with at this time. I'm hearing that you are valuing your peace above all else and not compromising that sense of inner peace and stability for anyone or anything. Now, my guides are asking me to clarify because, of course, earlier we spoke on needing to allow yourself to surrender and to not know exactly how everything is going to play out in order to embrace your true power, the true power that can only come from locking into your intuition, which is only fed to you through being fully grounded in the present moment. Now, that is different from this core of peace and stability I am describing here, because yes, there is an externalized material sense of stability that we get from physical 3D familiarity, sameness, knowingness, and that is what often has to be released on this journey to rise to our highest potential. But along the way, what really sustains us through all of that is that we cultivate a core of stability that actually comes from within, that isn't based in knowing from a material or physical perspective, that isn't based in anything physical or material, but truly comes from a knowing of our inner self and a connection to our inner world. And that internal stability is what we're really locking into here and being guided to cultivate and to hold on to in a stronger way than ever before. But again, I see you no longer compromising that internal peace, that internal stability. And I see as well that, and this has come up a lot for divine feminines recently, but your standards have really drastically risen because you have loved yourself and embraced yourself so completely that that unconditionally loving energy is magnetizing your whole being. It's emanating this intense vibration from you that is blocking out anything that isn't in alignment with unconditional love. What this means is that you are holding a standard essentially for others to show you the same kind of love that you now show yourself. And in addition to that, with the Caring Connections card upright, I'm seeing that you are holding the standard for connections that truly support you, care for you, hold space for you in the same way that you have always and continue to hold space for others. So cultivating that energy of self-love through self-care, self-appreciation, building confidence, developing that core of inner peace and stability. All of that is so essential because when you develop those internal states of self-love and self-confidence, that naturally radiates out an increased standard of how others are able to connect with you in the physical world. I'm hearing everyone and everything will begin to reflect back to you the kind of energy that you are willing to give yourself, the kind of care that you give yourself, the kind of support you give yourself. So, wow, I'm feeling the guides coming through with some very strong messages at the end of this reading. So with that being said, in the extended reading, I will be channeling more spirit guide and higher self messages for this moment of your soul's evolution. I will also be channeling into your aura and picking up any details of specific people, energies, etc., that may be connecting with you energetically, sending you energy, thinking about you, really transmitting energy to you in any type of way, which of course can be done through a myriad of different ways. But again, all of those pieces of additional information will be channeled for our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon. And if you are interested in joining me over there after this reading, the link to more information on that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I'm going to go ahead and close this reading with the card Arise from the Rumi Oracle. And the guidebook here says, I see in you a divine wild child and sacred heart. You dare to love where others only see pain. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out where others only see what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others apply fear. You see freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. Don't lose heart, beloved wild child. Dare to believe. You are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender hope. Give up the fight, perhaps, the battle that comes from a place of fear, but never give up your hope. That hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you. that helps the world see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers contentedly upon the windowsill of your heart temple. There it is, more obvious even in darkness. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this reading. Again, we will now be continuing the reading over on Patreon, and the link to join me there is under the video. Otherwise, I would love for you to subscribe if you resonate with my energy. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Have a beautiful rest of your day and remainder of your week. And I will connect with you here again in Friday's reading.